Hi, hello, surprise. Jury Duty is live, and we're talking about Drag Race All-Stars with a new friend. Yeah, we'll introduce after. Let's roll these credits. I worked really hard on these. I did not proofread it. So, good luck all. Really cute, right? Really cute. Did you like the picture we selected for you? You know?
I love it. Thank you so much.
I was really excited. I'm
really excited.
I felt like it came out nice. Hi, welcome everybody. James Walssh to the podcast.
Hi, hello. Pleasure. Long time listener, first time caller. It's very exciting.
We are so excited to have you. Especially in Gina's absence. Gina's she decided she is too busy for us and she's moving on. First of all, she's not moving on for good. All right, she's not gone for good. That's why we left her in the credits. Is she gonna crash tonight? She's not. Right?
She may. Who's to say? So for those of you that don't know, I am Gina's roommate. You may have seen me before. I don't know. Life is a blur. It's a constant nightmare. But she lives right past that wall. And she is currently frantic packing as she goes on a 2-month tour starting tomorrow. So
yeah. So she doesn't have time for Drag Race or Australia or anything like that. But welcome, James.
Thank you.
For those of us who are familiar here, I'm Kyle Pettier, and I'm also joined by the ever so fabulous John Dunphy. And we're talking Drag Race All-Stars, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a Drag Race fan for like a very, very long time now, but has never been prompted to discuss it here.
Amazing.
Until this cast.
Because it's so good.
This cast is ridiculous. Before I knew that it was all winners and I was just flipping through, I was like, wow. Oh, wow. Really? She's back? What is this? Is this real? And I was like, is this from that mock account that RuPaul's Drag Race family that also made an announcement today? Did you see?
About Mother.
About Big Mother, which you know. Did you see this, John? No, because you don't follow this nonsense because you're straight. That's why I'm very excited to see how you handle this. This will be your first full season of Drag Race, won't it?
Yes. The only familiarity with the show that I have is stuff that you've shown me, Kyle.
Nice maneuver around that complicated word. You handled that with such aplomb. So really nice. I was really proud of you. You slowed down, but you nailed it.
Yeah, I had a slight hesitation there.
Yeah, that's one of those words that I always try to attempt. I don't get right. And I slow it down. Yeah, so good for you. Kudos to you. No, I derailed us. I don't know what you were saying.
No, so the only thing you've seen is what Kyle has exposed you to. Which Kyle, thank you for culturing the children.
Yeah.
I'm out in these streets doing that in Lord's work.
Just like what I've seen is funny clips that Kyle really loved and wanted to share with me or something like that. And but my very, very first impression of the show is that I just can't believe how talented everyone is. Every single one of these queens, they're all funny. They all have that comedic aspect. But then even seeing the choreography that they were doing, and then obviously all of the outfits, everything they're all so incredibly talented. I'm blown away.
Correct.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I think Drag Race you have to be the most of all of the skilled shows. You have to be the most versatile in skills for Drag Race. Every other competition-based show is are you strong? Can you dangle from, I don't know, a rung above a pool? Then you'll be fine. But Drag Race is can you be charismatic? Can you sing? Can you dance? Can you sew? Can you conceptualize? Make a commercial? Be a soup can? And also lip sync for your life.
Be a soup can.
Too many things.
It's
Not to
incredible.
mention that this season now is adding this this whole like political thing on top of it, which I honestly we could not have chosen a more appropriate season to get into. You know, none of this
Mm.
really matters very much right now, because it's still early. But
But it will.
yeah, as this season marches along, trudges forward, I cringed when I found out that we were not going to have eliminations.
If you recall, I texted you.
Yeah.
I said, I was like, I don't think anyone's going home this season because who already winning their season would sit there and say, oh yeah, send me home first. I'll spend thousands of dollars on gorgeous
Right,
gowns.
right. Not to
But
mention that I'm really not down with the concept of making winners losers. Like, I don't really like that.
super fair. That's
Like I
super
don't
fair.
want to see like my most recent queen or something. Not no shade. I just saying. I don't want to see any of my girls just going home at first or last. It just shouldn't be.
That's
It's disgraceful.
I agree. So wait, out the gate before even episode 1, when you saw the promo come up, who were you like, this is my person. Here's who I'm rooting for.
That was well. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Is why when I was going through this cast list and why I didn't believe that it was real, because like, how do you pick just one?
Agreed.
If I had to, if I absolutely had to, it is also based on the fact that I have a very strong crush on her out of drag, so on him as well. Um, I'm rooting for Monet.
Oh, I love Monet is great.
I
Great
love. I
person to
just
root for.
love Monet. Just makes me smile. I just love her. Just love her.
John, from your, just purely looking at queens, who are we rooting for? Who's your that's the one to beat?
Oh, I mean, this is very hard because
First impression?
I really didn't know anything about these queens like before actually getting into these first couple episodes. So, like I really like Raja so far.
Yeah,
Good
cool.
and then just based on like some of the performances, because I guess we're probably gonna end up kind of jumping around here a little bit, right? But like just based on like the Snatch Game stuff we saw, like Trinity, obviously. I mean, the top two, right? We're Trinity and Jinx, and like my God, Jinx doing that Judy Garland. Oh my God, it was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Jinx just in just in theory though, just period. Never mind just Snatch Game. Like,
yeah.
So
I want Monet, but it's gonna be Jinx.
Jinx I love Jinx. Jinx is my girl. Jinx and I had the same crush on season 5. We are each other. I love her with my whole heart. However, here's where I think she's going to falter because of the setup that we've had, because of like Candy Muse's Lollapalooza, whatever,
Yes.
whatever, that happened forever ago. I think that setup isn't going to work for her because while I love her as a queen because she's like really, really well-rounded, I think her lip sync isn't the strongest, isn't like her most compelling factor to her. It's her performing, like her storytelling, her comedy, her wit, not her selling of a song. And I think that will be her downfall and why she doesn't become the queen of queens. Because I think that's like going to be your last factor of that, because she didn't have to worry about that in her season. They didn't do that at the end of her season.
Right. And okay, like that's fair. That's fair.
But Jinx is my
do we
girl.
really think that at that stage, like, that we're really just looking at the lip sync? We may say that we are, but like I just feel like you can't just you cannot unring a bell. So like if we have so clearly exceeded everyone else, are we really gonna say, yeah, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you had a great season, but that lip sync,
Toodles.
you missed. Like I don't know. I'd really like to believe that would not be the case.
I mean, that kind of happened back in what season just wrapped up? 14? So back in season 13, that was like Rosé was like the one to beat, and then she had a pretty rough lip sync in her finale, and then it was like, bye, Candy moves on. And it was like, okay.
Except that I think we also but that's the thing though. Okay. Yes, Candy moved on. However, I think that even was like a farce.
Oh,
Like, because I think that it was already decided that
it was rigged.
Yeah, that we already knew who was going to win, so it didn't matter who went out when. That was just for the drama. You know, it's just because, and this just gives people something to talk about.
And this will be the same thing. You're thinking we're already seeing.
Oh, well, maybe.
Because
now we get to pick from 4. That's essentially what Ru is doing here.
Yep, because usually in All Stars, John, just to catch you up to speed. So we have the regular seasons, we have All Star seasons, and All Star seasons typically, except for season 1, which we don't talk about, but except for season 1, the rules of the game are the queens eliminate, like there are 2 top queens and 2 bottom queens, and the queen who wins the lip sync eliminates one of the bottom queens, which is kind of a very fun game that can be very like whatever. But because this is all winter season, no one goes home, and then you have this blocking situation, which I'm sure we'll talk about more in a moment. But that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I love.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So to your point, no one going home, I thought, especially watching this one through, the stakes of leaving, like the stakes of the lip sync for your legacy were lowered a lot. Like, because no one's going home from this. It's like, oh, you get plunged, and they try and like build up some tension with the walking of the plunger behind the girls. Stupid. But that whole moment, like they're trying to build up tension, but ultimately, because no one's going home, because Trinity still walked in episode 2, it's like, oh, you didn't crush someone's dreams, you didn't whatever, you've put in a block. You put in a
block, but it just starts to breed some contempt.
Yes,
and that is going to get exciting as we go on. Because it is going to start to hinder girls and getting their stars. It's really going to start to piss people off. And that's what I'm excited about. Again, too early for that now.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we are going to see. And I think that's going to get really fun. Especially if you get to a situation where I'm sure they'll create one. But like, if we get into a situation where we have to block somebody else to make sure that we even get into this top 4, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing the potential for little alliances to form here. Was it Monet and Trinity that they were the co-winners, right? On that one season?
The co-winners.
And they've had some. That's right. And they've had some discussion about working together, right?
Yeah. Which is fun because we don't get chatter like this on Drag Race, you know? So this is exciting. This is really fun.
So it could be interesting to see if we see any sides forming, you know, one alliance saying, hey, if any of us win, we're going to block this person, or, you know, that sort of thing. So I think we could see some really interesting stuff with that. But I really actually like that nobody's going home, because I feel like there are certain shows that you watch, there's people on it, you want them to go. But at the same time, it's like we get to enjoy these queens the entire season. And even if you start to fall down the standings, like there's still moments that somebody can really shine and have like a really great moment, even if they're not technically like up in the running for like the winners anymore. But I like this.
Well, I like it because the blocking is part of it. Like if there was no blocking, then I don't have then people need to go home, or else not enough.
So do we want to get into the looks? Because
we have to get into the looks.
We have to get.
I just wish that I was able to put up some pictures of said looks.
Right.
I thought I had hit pay dirt on the RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars fandom page. However, we only have entrance looks here. We can talk. Listen. Those entrance, that's a first, second, sometimes third impression that we have. No, right. No, we can do that. We can do that. That's the only looks that I can display. As we get our bearings here, I'm sure we'll find some other blogs, some other better fans than us that compile these. Or maybe we can even do is we'll pick our favorite, because you know the queens usually put their looks on socials,
on the Instagrams.
We didn't have time to get 16 screenshots together. Okay, for too many looks. All right, now how did we do this before? Hold on.
You want to do it in order how they walked in?
Well, hold on.
Or do you have an order?
Well, I only have an order because I've got some pictures here. I'm just not the most technological person. So just bear, you can just bear with
Doing
me.
amazing
All right,
feat.
so here's this now.
Yes.
So how does this go? Do we see it? Oh, okay. All right.
Gorgeous.
Okay. So this is Jada.
Jada, honestly, I was nervous for Jada because she's the first queen that we're seeing walk into the workroom that won her first round. She's a first-time winner. She didn't have to go to All-Stars, so we didn't see her elevated drag. She won during the quarantine. So I was also like, I don't know what this is going to look like in general. I was like, I was really, really interested. And I thought that this is like a gorgeous first look with all the crystals on it. She was the second person to walk in with a dangly belt. I thought this look, she said, I'm here to play.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So I want to find like, oh, that's better.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's good. Right? That's good.
Oh, God, there's so many options here.
Right, no, there are. That's what I'm saying. We got to play around. We got to play around. Well, hold on. Let's get rid of this thing so you're not blocked. Hold on, please. Hold on.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, great. All right. Yeah, no, I like this. This was a good look for me. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
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 We said, yeah. Jinx. I mean, it's classic Jinx.
Listen, here's a problem about James. I talk too much, so please feel free to talk over me at any point. I'm never offended. I think this is perfectly fine. Like, it gives you exactly who Jinx is. I like that you can see the freaking pantyhose at the top of it, like at her thigh. I think that's very funny. Her not being able to move her shoe off of the train of it, stupid.
Yes.
Stupid.
This is quintessential Jinx Monsoon.
Also, I didn't know that she had. Didn't happen at this point, but you notice later, like her hair. She has the motif of like her hair is always the same. Like she doesn't really change her hair. It's always that same like color tone. I thought that was cool. We love consistency. A thread.
We're here for it. Miss Monet. Miss Monet Exchange. I like this look a lot. So cute.
Yeah.
Now,
the boots is what kills me. I think they're friggin' amazing. I think they're so with like the little like suspenders on them.
Yeah, that flannel, it's just.
Yes,
and I'm just noticing now the buttons go down through the tuck. Stupid. So stupid.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
I like the suspenders too, so we don't get that, the floppy leg that J-Lo had on like whatever. What was that? Was that the Billboard Music Awards or something?
Yep.
I just remember boots flapping all over the place, and I was like, listen,
it was boots the house down, mama.
Yes,
not in a good way.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how you solve this, but you have to acknowledge that it's unacceptable. And I feel like here's the fix. Here's the fix. So thank you, Monet. Yeah,
this is one of my favorite looks of the entrance looks. I'm gonna say it. I thought it was the right amount of camp. I thought it was the right amount of like look, conceptual. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought, good job, Monet. And then the accessories on it, the gold chain that like hooks through the.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I want to be reminded of what everybody wore before I say what my favorite look is. I want to be fair, because I don't remember things like you do. I'm old. All right, so Raja here.
Well, she's your favorite, John. So, what are your thoughts on Raja's look?
I like it. I like the headpiece there. I think it looks very, very nice. I thought this was a great outfit. For sure.
Raja knows what to accentuate, and she knows that her legs are like it. So she always has that short hem that like very like up and like always looks. But for a girl so she was season 3.
Yeah.
3. Coming from season 3, then jumping on to season 7 of All Stars, which is like, I don't know, season million. She hasn't been on the game for a while, so it's cool to see like what it looks like. And this is like, yes, this is season 3 Raja elevated in 2022, what it looks like. I think I loved this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just thought it was overwhelmingly appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly appropriate.
Overwhelming. No, but again, like this is like quintessential Raja. Like this made sense to me. Just like the Jinx entrance look made sense to me. Just like, okay, yes.
This is your entrance look.
Yeah, this is it. Of course.
She saw it and she said, of course.
Yeah, that exactly. Yeah. Shea Coulee.
You want to talk about a person?
A fucking stunner. Just honestly. Flawless.
Like
Yeah.
the orange again with the dangly belt, just like Jada. It's a thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. But correct.
Yeah.
And you know she was feeling blessed and highly favored. What the sounds of New York City.
Yeah.
She was feeling blessed and highly favored when they were like, "You're gonna walk in front of freaking Naomi Campbell," and she came in this. She was like, "I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm prepared."
Thank God. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of my favorite. This was one of my favorite first outfits. I don't know if this is my favorite, but definitely one of my top.
I agree. It's gorgeous.
I love this. Absolutely love this. Let's see. The Vivian. I love the Vivian. Okay. I love the Vivian. I love the Vivian on Drag Race UK. And I love this here. Just another one. Just what I would expect to see from her.
This if not Shea Coulee, this is my other favorite, I think. And this, it gives me the like Maleficent vibes, you know, like
Yes.
that sort of just like super fierce.
I've just the accessories too, and the way it all ties in.
Yeah.
So so here's what I felt about. I love the Vivian too. She was great in her season of UK. I was like, obvious. I watched the first episode of UK. I said, so it's her, and it was. But I thought this was for an entrance look. I thought it was a little understated. I was like, I thought she'd come in a little bit hotter from her what she came in UK. But I do agree, it is still very stunning. It's still very polished, very gorgeous. But for an entrant, to me, this is more of like a challenge look, like what you wear or what you're trying to like lip sync in, especially with that gorgeous wide leg pant. Like, yes, but for me, I was like interesting for an entrance, clothing wise, the look, the makeup, and the hair. Absolutely.
You think this is like a little bit too safe of a choice?
Like
go a little more, you know, for the opening. Go a little more. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it was a very royal look. I feel like she was trying to come in with just being very classy, just trying to say like, you know, like, yes, hi, hello, I am the Vivian.
Period.
Yes.
I'm not I'm not Viv.
Even though she immediately says, "You can call me Viv." I'm like,
exactly. I know. But I felt like this. I felt like this look though wasn't that feeling. This was the. No, tonight. It is the. Yeah, that's why. That's what I liked.
All right, fair.
So, Trinity.
So okay, just between us friends, don't we not like Trinity? Didn't Trinity do something bad? Just I don't know if we can say this in the podcast, but when I heard that she was going to be on, I said, "Uh-oh," and then I saw her and I said, "Oh no!" But then everyone's like Trinity, and I'm like Trinity, but I just feel like I remember something, but I don't know.
Man.
And someone write in the comments. Let me know
what did you hear?
Did
you really forget?
I think she did. Here's what I can surmise from the TikTokins. When people are TikToking about something, she said something that may have been, I believe it was on the transphobic side of things, but did it under a guise of a different Reddit name, but then but is like proclaiming that she didn't do that. So I don't know where we netted out. I didn't keep track of it because Trinity wasn't one of my favorites when she was on it the first time or when she won. She didn't like land for me.
Are you having fun without me?
Oh no. Gina, what do you think?
It's just that I'm listening to my own podcast without me.
How's that feel for you? I like that you can't hear them either.
I cannot hear a single word you're saying.
So then how is she listening to us if she can't listen to us?
So
all she knows is that you're having a conversation.
She knows that I'm having a great time.
Right. So that's not really hearing that the podcast is happening. That's
you can't have fun without me. It's illegal.
Gina, first thoughts.
I mean, what are we supposed to do?
See, I am the wrong person to ask these questions.
First thoughts.
I'm confusion.
Confusion. Okay, Trinity, serving confusion. That's fair.
I know they can't see what I'm pointing at, but I like this.
Oh, you like the harness?
Mhm.
Yeah. So see, I was gonna say harnesses are kind of tired, but I'll just take
Okay,
that
well,
out.
I
That's
don't
fine.
want
It's
to
so fine. It's so okay.
I'm no longer having here.
I
No, but
don't
it's
know. I
fine.
mean, it was fine to me.
Fine, very fine.
It wasn't bad.
What I thought about it was it's fine. It's cool. I like the lower half more than like the upper half, and
It's
I
giving me
just
kind
think
of like Babette vibes.
yeah, sure,
Okay,
very
okay.
Babette.
Ooh,
Just
okay. I couldn't hear him when he said it. Thank you.
Yikes.
I'm now part of the conversation.
Yikes. Hi, Gina. Welcome.
How's your packing going?
Oh, it's going. It's sure going.
She's so happy.
She is happy.
I'm
She
not
is
panicked
happy.
at all.
Well,
Well, but yeah, I think overall this look is fine. It's a fine entrance look. I think utilizing harnesses is a little tired. That's a personal feeling of mine. I've seen it a lot on a lot of different queens. I've seen it a lot. And I'm like, all right, cool. I like that it's a statement piece. I like that it's a different color, and then it's
The
goes with
color is
bed.
what made it
Yeah.
pop for me.
Yeah. Also, great plate. Tits look great. They came correct.
They came
I don't always
correct.
like that. I have to be honest.
You don't always
I'm not-
like a plate.
I'm
a
not.
breast
I
plate?
don't always like a plate. No, I don't.
That's fair.
And when it's too obvious like this for me, like it reminds me of Halloween, and I don't love it.
Well,
And
I
it's a
think plates are-
shame because to be reminded of Halloween, these are expensive. I understand them to be.
That's fair. Not costumes. No, honey. Dresses, gowns.
Yeah,
But I feel like the plates are really common for like pageant girls. I feel like pageant girls like are way more utilizing them than like people who are doing like the bar scene and like more focus on that side of drag. But it all depends on what your taste is.
Yeah, that's just a little too much for me.
And also the eyepiece is cool. It reminded me of like a Ouija moment.
Not a Ouija.
I can't remember what it's called. Can we say Ouija? Will we get copyright infringement? A spirit.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Here's Evie Oddly.
Come on, Evie. Yes. My first thought when I saw it was, that's Evie.
Right.
Okay,
Like, listen.
I believe my food has arrived, and also I have to pack, so I'm gonna peace out.
Bye, Gina. We'll miss
Right.
you.
I will be
Enjoy your
bothering
meal.
you at some point while I'm on tour. Goodbye.
That's
perfect.
Love you.
She's gonna forget us.
Bye, Gina.
That's my roommate.
I don't really.
I thought this was very fun.
Oh,
I did. Personally. You were about to say you don't like it. That's what you were about to say.
You can say
Isn't
you
it?
didn't like it.
I don't like most of what Evie does. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like, but I enjoy and I support her right to do it, and I think that it's important for there to be queens like her, because like these looks are I appreciate them artistically, I suppose. Like, I like the colors, I like what's going on here. I like her in a picture with others. Like, I enjoy the look in these. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, I hear you.
like
You're
it's not my favorite, but I appreciate it for what it is. It's just
it's
like
not
not my
it's not the
taste.
drag you lean towards, which is like
Right.
more on like the club kitty drag of things. What I
Yeah.
think what's upsetting about this picture is you don't see the back of this, and the back of it is gorgeous. Like the whole
Yeah.
like the picture that it creates, I think is so pretty. But we also just need to call out, look at her legs. That's not
Yeah,
padding.
well, I was
That's
gonna say, look at those
power
boots
work.
too. Like,
Yep.
I love those
That's
boots.
beautiful.
Do we have a full picture like with the boots in it also?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I'm just wondering.
Can't call out.
Like,
Listen,
come on. Like, I did
I was
theme,
just-
I found
I was
music,
just-
I did
I was just-
graphics.
I was just wondering.
Now you want a
wondering.
full photo with boots highlighted. I'd be like, listen,
No,
I'm
Also-
happy
just-
we even have this.
I was just curious if like this was zoomed in maybe or something, and like that's all I
This
was
is
wondering. I'm
all I
sorry.
have. All I
I-
got.
my truest question is going to be, is that paper in her hair? I mean, I'm on board if it is or if it's not, but is that paper?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it the whole
I don't
time
know.
when her hair
I
was
did
like,
enjoy the hair flapping. that was great.
I actually didn't
was
give
great.
it a thought at all.
I fully was like, what's that?
Oh,
I don't want to talk about this.
this whole thing was this was a complete waste of time. Like, why did this have to happen? just a way of getting Raven's face out there because she does Rue's makeup.
My exact note. I'm like, well,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
Also, if I'm going to call spade a spade here, now I am not a. Listen, viewers at home, I'm not a drag queen. I'm commenting on this purely as a viewer. They can do anything they want. They're great at what they do. What I can't get behind, because it doesn't make sense to my peanut brain, these two patterns don't match to me. I understand it's the same color, but I think that these actually work so hard against each other with these two patterns.
I think it looks terrible.
I hate it.
It looks terrible.
These are nice stuff.
I mean, like,
But-
it was an unnecessary cameo in a dress that did her no favors.
Yeah, and
But-
I think she had a piece of Jada's hair stuck to her because she had like that headpiece on that just covered her whole head, so she didn't have any hair, and she just had a red piece that like swooed behind her. And I said, "Did you fuck Jada too hard? What's happening here?"
I'm gonna have to go back. I did not notice that, and that sounds very fun.
It
What were you
was
trying to say,
but-
John?
But let's not forget, she won an Emmy. That's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
was
I
reminded
guess.
of several times during that. That was my biggest
Loser,
takeaway
but won
about
an Emmy.
this whole thing.
Yeah, well,
Which, again-
congratulations to her.
she, and as she should. Her makeup's gorgeous. She does a great job with that. Rue always comes looking correct, so like I get it. But they did get me because I was like, it would be Raven if any of these
Right.
queens were
If it's
kept
gonna be
going, it
anyone
would be-
that gets to cheat their way into this cast, it would be her. Yes.
And I was sitting there. I totally didn't listen to anything she talked about because I was like, wow, what must have her contract look like to not be on any of the press, any of the promos? I was like, what did she agree to? And then she went off. I said, I just wasted so much brain power on this. Made me so angry.
Because it even looked really janky. The whole first alternate thing. I was like, something looks weird.
I hate it.
I was like, something doesn't look right with this. Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening now. I don't know what that is. Wait.
No, I think we hit all of them. We got Shay, we got Jada, we got
Oh, right,
Evie,
because there's
Trinity,
only 8 of them.
Monet.
There's only 8 of them. I'm
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to like there being like 16 people when we do these.
Yeah,
Well,
I wanted to ask that. How many people are usually on the show?
Usually
Oh,
it's 12, 13.
Usually
on
12
the
or 13.
regular seasons. On
Yeah.
All Stars, there's
Yeah.
usually 8. I think last season there was more.
yikes. I'm like, that is not the way that's supposed to look. Ooh.
Also, they had that stupid scene that like where they were like everyone like where like can you validate my parking and all that stuff. I was like, this is dumb.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Like, we always get stupid things like that, though. But like, at least we didn't get that elongated, like, premiere that has like 2 sets of girls coming in, 2 sets of eliminations. None of them are real. Who's receiving the pork chop? Like, no more of that nonsense. Let's just hit the ground running. Okay, like, let's go.
What I will say, what was cool was the camaraderie in the room, which you don't get on the regular seasons on the first day. Like, take some time for all the girls to like get to know each other and not feel like this person needs to know that I'm a threat. Like, everyone already knows each other, so all the girls are like having a fun time. They do like the reading challenge because they're already friends, so they can already read each other.
Right.
Like yes, but when Rue was saying what the rules are, I said to myself, it's a Ben de la Creme season. You don't eliminate anyone, you feel good about yourself for winning. That's all it is. So John, there was a
Feel
queen,
good about yourself.
Ben de la Creme, who they called Dela, who eliminated herself because she didn't want to eliminate someone else because she felt bad because she won like, I don't know, 100 weeks in a row. And then another girl like got brought back and she was like, I'm going to eliminate myself, which everyone was like, what? So now this is a perfect season for her.
Okay.
Yeah, she would thrive.
Thrive.
Can I block myself? I'll block myself. I'm gonna take the plunger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the pin to somebody else.
Yes.
Any particular reads that anyone loved?
No. Only because I don't remember them now, because I feel like so much happened since then.
That's fair. The one that really got me was Shay calling the Vivian the diversity hire because she's from the UK.
Yes.
Full cackle.
Yeah. You know what I'm loving also, Kyle, is
What is
seeing
that?
like Carson and Ross
Oh yeah.
because I'm very familiar with them from them being on Celebrity Big Brother. So like while I haven't seen a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm still seeing familiar faces, which is fun.
Which is I didn't even think about that like for you.
Yeah.
And
That
then
would even
also
like be an aspect to it.
Michelle, I think, was on UK Big
Yeah,
Brother.
she was on Celebrity UK.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I a Big Brother fan? Am I on a Big Brother podcast?
Oh.
I know it ain't.
Well, I'm gonna tell Gina.
That's yeah.
And
Be like, you've
and
been replaced.
She's gonna be really mad. She's gonna be really mad.
Another read. Sorry, I took notes because the memory for whom
That's
Vivian's Trinity, always the body, never the face. That was a very good read.
I am really not a very big fan of Trinity.
Trinity VTech.
Yeah, like she's fine, and I think she's like she's very polished and like whatever, but she's not like, I don't know. There's something about the personality that's just like a little off for me.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Like not necessarily in a bad way, but not in an endearing way either.
So again, scrub back. Producers, play back 10 minutes ago. Don't we not like Trinity?
Right.
So,
but I don't know why. Like there's nothing to like base that off of is like the problem,
Listen, sometimes people don't vibe. What I will say is Trinity has the most positive energy of everyone. Like her idea of coming to this as a game, and it is not like my whole career is riding on this. Like her energy and her support of everyone, and her getting the first block was like she took it with stride. So that's what I'll give her. Like again, like she's not my favorite either, but like at least she knows she's in a game and she's playing a game, and I think she makes pretty decent television because I think she says some funny stuff.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I think that Trinity was my favorite in Snatch Game. I love Jinx's Judy Garland, but I thought that Trinity was so funny as Satan.
Well,
and then and then is Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan was hysterical to me. However, I'm very grateful that the producers, because remember when she came out and she was showing Ruin and she had like a whole puppet moment of like being tiny. Some producer was like, Trinity, you're going to get canceled so fast. You cannot do that. And it was so much funnier having her just on her knees from the floor.
Yeah.
Brilliant. She was very funny. But I also think she was a good assessment of herself, where Satan was like the very flamboyant ends of her that she could play into and have like the background. She talked about being like Southern Baptist, but she didn't really bring religion a lot into it. And I think it's a lost opportunity of like really leaning into the character. But her Leslie Jordan, like she said, it's just her. But like she had the line that stole the show for me. And especially that's tough for me. Again, Jinx stan here. Her Judy had me in stitches with nothing, especially writing sandwich, but neither here nor there. When Trinity ended going, they say drag queen now, I had to go. I said, that is the funniest thing I ever heard. Great job stealing the spotlight.
Yeah.
Correct.
I love that Snatch Game segment. That was so much fun.
Snatch Game's the best. I saw someone on TikTok who were saying that like we should have just a Snatch Game season, and it's just people who lost Snatch Game playing Snatch Game every single episode to see if they can get better.
That's really funny.
I hate Snatch Game.
You hate Snatch Game?
Wow!
Shade of it all.
Oh my god! What?
I hate it. I usually skip this challenge.
Skip it.
I usually skip it. It'll be on because I will watch it, but I will just not pay attention. Like I'll be on the phone, I'll go make a snack. I do not like Snatch Game. I find it very annoying. I just feel like everybody's just being very loud, and just trying very hard to be noticed. I will usually, and part of it is also my fault because usually most of the people selected, I don't know who they are, so it doesn't resonate with me at all. So I just I just don't really like care for it.
Wow.
How did you feel about this? Did you watch this Snatch Game?
I watched this Snatch Game more than other Snatch Games. The Satan was entertaining.
That's it. That's where it starts and ends.
I don't know who Madam was, so that didn't do anything.
Oh,
for
I
me.
love Madam. Oh,
I don't know
gosh, it was
Joanna
so
Lumley.
good with that.
I don't know like all these people. I had to look up Elsa Majimbo, and then once I saw who she was, I said, "Okay, all right, I know who I do know who that is. I just didn't know her name."
I was not a fan of Rico Nasty.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Evie, so in this, I think we're also seeing like this is the closest I think we're gonna get to no one getting a bad edit. I don't know how you guys felt, but in the 2 episodes, I was like, no one's getting a poor edit. Like, no one's getting like the "ooh, you messed up" or like the clear bottom edit. It's very interesting. But if you were to take this Snatch Game and put different laugh tracks or non-laugh tracks, but like the and like all the stupid things that they have. Yes, that exact was correct. I'm really glad you knew what I meant. But if you were to put
Yes,
those
I know
on,
it's yeah.
it would have absolutely been on Evie's, because Evie's didn't land. Like, especially the Rico one. The Boogeyman was phenomenal, but Rico did not work. And Jada's Prince really, like, she's lucky she's like, what I think everyone benefits from in this, and I think what's going to be one of the hardest pieces to this is, so you have charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. That's what it takes to be the drag superstar. But really, like, the unspoken thing that gets you, like, especially in your first season, if you go on, is really your charisma. If you can be charismatic enough, that's going to take you really, really far. And all of these queens are chock full of charisma. They do not get, like, brought down by anything. So, like, a Snatch Game where someone doesn't laugh, usually a queen goes into, like, full panic. You get a weird edit, and they're like, I can't joke anymore because no one's ha-haing. But, like, Jada is just like, no, I'm funny, bitch. Like, just keeps going, and that's so endearing. Like, that's so, again, charismatic that you can't not watch it.
It's fair. Yeah.
So I think I think that's going to be a unique piece to this season of, like, you're not going to get a bad edit, but you're also going to find queens who are not going to let themselves.
But I think that's fair. There should not be a bad edit on this, because that even goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of this. You cannot now expect these queens who they competed to get a title of being a winner, and now you make them spend more money to elevate themselves just to now make them a loser. Oh yeah, Jada was awesome, but did you see when she was on All Stars?
Yeah.
Like, you can't you can't let that be the narrative. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. And also, you know, oh no, go ahead, James.
No, I talk too much. I know that I do this.
Well, so I just want to say, because it was something that struck me too, and like I said, this is my first real like experience of watching a season of RuPaul's Drag Race. So I don't know what like the quality of competition is on other seasons, but it just feels to me like every one of these queens is so good and so talented and smart and has like such great comedic timing. Because something that like really impressed me, and it was like kind of I kind of thought of it, James, when you were just talking about how like these queens, like, they're not going to let somebody just like put them down and just like let it go, because there were so many moments through Snatch Game where, because you can tell they're all trying to, you know, one up the other, who's the funniest, who's got the best line to come back with, and there were so many times that like one of the queens would say something or make a joke, and then somebody else who it wasn't even directed at necessarily has some kind of funny, witty comeback that just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, these queens are incredible. Like, they're so smart, they're quick, they're just very funny.
That was one of the great examples of that was when Shay was talking about the difference between the Chris's and how can you tell the difference between them. And then Shay's like, I don't say Chris because Chris gave me a bad perm, so I don't even say the name Chris anymore. And then the Vivian is like, you just said it 3 times, love. Like,
yes.
Pulling that focus from them. Like, the closest I think to understanding, like, taking the piss out of something, like literally just. Like Jinx, when she got read for Shay was like something along the lines of like, I understand why your last name's Monsoon because you blow, and then Jinx just goes, it's because I give a lot of head. like they just know how to sit there and be like, you can't put me down. Like,
I love it.
Super interesting.
It's very fun. Very fun.
But one of the first times I noticed, I was like, this is going to be a unique one. They called it out in like the confessional moments, but like their choreography challenge, which is write a verse and be like and choreograph a moment. You saw just how good they were, how they were like flipping through things. They were coming out with ideas that were actually good ideas. I felt really bad for the Vivian because she was literally doing her grand prize challenge from the UK as episode 1 of this one. I was like, that's tough.
Wow.
You worked a whole season for this moment that you're getting on episode 1.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But you just saw how quickly they were like turning through things, and that number was great.
It really was.
I had
you really had to give it to Shay for choreographing that entire thing too.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. However, hold on, I wrote this down because I thought this was I agree with the top 2 in that episode, which was Monet and Shay. Couldn't agree more. Even though I thought everyone had really good moments, I think Jinx did a really good job of giving you exactly who she is as a drag queen. I think everyone was a really bit stronger if they talked about why they won Drag Race and what they've done since Drag Race. I think those are the stronger verses that happened. But Monet said, can I curse on this podcast? Is that allowed?
Of course.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
I cursed.
She said, 7 other bitches, no C in the untie. One real queen here with the cunt geniality, which is unreal. Just to reference them all. And then I was like, oh my God, she's right. She literally is going for a triple crown because she was Miss Congeniality and the only winner to ever have also been Miss Congeniality. Won the crown with Trinity and now going for a 3rd crown. I was like, wow. Monet, what a good line. And then she looked like her performing, like that's her element. Like you can see like when she's up there, like living her best. I was like, the winner. This week.
I also thought that her lip sync was better.
Yeah,
okay. I did. No, you didn't agree, huh? No, I don't really. I don't know. I just preferred that style. I felt like it just matched that a little bit better. Like it was kind of a sillier. I just like that interpretation of it better. That's all.
That's you like Monet. You like Monet's better.
I did like Monet's better. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy Shay's, but like I just felt like
Gerald.
Yeah, I felt like it's a silly and fun interpretation of that song, and I felt like she did it in a silly and fun way.
I don't disagree. I think that's the first time this season I could see the edit trying to push you one way more than another because they were really trying to show you Shay, which I thought Shay had a really good one, and I thought it was pretty funny, and she had repetition and callbacks and all that.
Yeah.
But Monet had a whole other piece going. She had a very funny way to go about it.
Yeah, it was just completely different. Yeah, it was completely different. So it's so hard to compare the two because they were not the same.
And also Monet started it, and I was like, oh, bitch, she's going to win. When she started by doing I lost my mind. I thought that was so funny. But that's what Monet gives me, those subtle little moments that I'm like, thank you.
She's genius.
Well, you know, I got to say, by not winning, Monet might technically have won, and she did say this too. She said, "I got my star, but I didn't block anybody." So now Monet has a star, did not get blocked in the 2nd episode, and is the only person, one of the few actually that'll be able to compete for a 2nd star now. Like Shay,
what's fun about this? Because now that gave me the thought. Do you think that now we might start to see people who want stars more than the $10,000 tip, maybe throwing a lip sync a little bit, maybe not giving everything because they would rather just collect the star? Well, listen, I'm just trying to get to the end here.
I think that's what Jinx was trying to do. If you watch that lip sync back, Jinx did not win it. Trinity was giving you a performance. And I think Jinx was
noticed that.
And I think it worked against her because people also make that in UK versus the World. I know that you didn't watch it, John. Kyle, did you get a chance to watch that yet?
I did not. I thought that theme just sounded ridiculous.
I mean,
you didn't watch a show because of the theme song?
No, the theme was ridiculous, not the theme song.
The theme. I thought you were saying that the theme song you didn't like. So you just, that's what for a second I thought that's what you said. I just thought it was very funny.
But there was that one episode. There was an episode on it where I think it was the first one where Jimbo, who's from Canada Drag Race, was up against somebody else and like did a really bad lip sync and calls out that she does a bad lip sync, and people think it's because she didn't want to save her sister who was also from Canada on it. I think you're going to see some people playing that game of being like, I don't want to be I want to give other people the moment in the lip sync because I don't want to block anyone and play a nice game, which like when they're like considering the jury, if you will. Yeah, I know. I watch your podcast. I've seen jury duty before, all right? But they're playing a jury game and they're trying to be like nice towards everyone so that way no one ever
Jury
blocks them.
game. So funny. So ridiculous. No, but it's true. There's something to be said for that. That's why I like the fact that these girls are not going home. And I like this blocking because that is going to be part of it at some point. It's going to be like, you know what? You blocked me twice. I can't just, if I win, I have to block you now. Like I'm going to block you just because like you're starting to piss me off. Like that's just like, that's just how even board games are played. I mean, you know, you keep rustling somebody, you play Mario Kart, and you keep hitting the same person with a red shell. Now they don't even care about winning anymore. Now they just want to make sure they hit you back.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't care if I finish 12th as long as you finish 11th.
Exactly. As long as you don't win, I don't care.
Then I won.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, speaking of Mario Party, though, episode 2, where Jinx and Monet were having a moment where Monet was like, what are you gonna do? And then Jinx was like, I'm gonna block someone with a star. And Monet was like, what? But when she
but it makes perfect sense.
She was talking about video games and things like that, like statistically speaking. I sat there in that moment, I said, it's Mario Party.
Yeah.
It's Mario Party with pins instead of stars.
Yeah. Basically.
I blew my mind. I said,
and if you come in first, you get a star and some coins.
And some coins. You got full 10 coins.
Yeah. It's real life Mario Party. Yeah.
Which is there? What do I want to do more in this world? Nothing. Not a thing.
This is it. This was the season.
I'm looking at my notes still, trying to. Jada also mentioned something interesting in the first episode where like this was a time to take a risk because no one can leave, so you can show not only the judges but the world like other pieces about you. I think that's a really cool idea, and I hope
way
that
to look at this too.
Absolutely
capitalize on an opportunity, even if you don't win, because odds are you're not going to win.
Correct.
You know, so you might as well take advantage of every opportunity here.
And then especially if this is only your second time playing the game, I would say your odds are even lower that you're going to win because you haven't played this game as much.
Right.
Like I think anyone who came from an All-Stars background, like, you know who I think the real front runner is? Like after I started watching, I was like, I'm an idiot. I did not consider Shay. Shay is the all-around queen. She can do anything. She comes in correct. She knows exactly. She's funny. She's witty. She's quick. She is a gorgeous dancer. She can throw down a beat. She can sew a look. She can like she's it.
Mm-hmm.
And she came from an All-Star season. I'm like,
off of an original season that was also
unreal,
pretty fucking fantastic.
Yes,
right. So
was that?
But that's also why I don't know that she will win. I think she's going to be a top person to be blocked. She's she's going to be holding that plunger a lot. I think.
I was going to say, do you think Jinx's moment where she was Jinx is basically between Monet and Shay? Do you think that Monet influenced the situation, or do you think Jinx was always going to give it to Shay?
I think Jinx is always going to give it to Shay.
Jinx was always going to give it to Shay.
Yeah,
I agree.
As much as I love Monet, I mean, like Shay is just like.
Because if the next episode is a sewing challenge, Monet is not going to be in the top. Monet's going to place. She'll be fine. She's not going to be like in the bottom or anything. I mean, not that there is a bottom, but like she won't be in the bottom, but she's not going to be in the top. So it's like it is more risky that Shay is going to get a second star before Monet is. Absolutely. So I think that was her game too.
Yeah. Why? What do you think would be the reason that Shay felt the need to block Trinity first? Do you think there's any specific reason for that?
I think, Kyle, do you want to go first? Sorry, again, I
don't really have a thought on that. I kind of surprised me, actually.
Who do you think she was going to go for? Who wouldn't you have been surprised by? Let me rephrase.
Who wouldn't I have been surprised by?
I have one that I wouldn't have been surprised by.
I would not have been surprised by Jada.
Interesting.
just because she was, the most recent of the winners there, so like why not?
Hmm. They
Easily
also have a background.
justifiable. What's that?
They have a background. They're friends because
Oh, they
Chicago,
do.
Wisconsin, they are actually like very close to each other.
See, that's the other side. See, I don't know. That's an aspect I'm not aware of. Just as when I think of like who's going to give me the most blowback after this block, because you do have to think about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to block a person that's now going to be bitter and block me next week.
So Monet.
Yeah.
Monet out the gate. She was like, I hold a grudge. I was like, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like exactly what people are gonna do. But so if you say, "Oh, I want to block Jada," listen, you won most recently. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit justifiable, and you can kind of take a step back. Like, listen, I don't know what else to do. It's the first block.
See, my first block would have been Raja. I would have because I think Raja. I think it would be also really ballsy because Raja like holds like a place in the drag community of being like a person who really changed it, but. She is a fan favorite. She's a Rue favorite. Same thing with like Jinx would be probably one of the reasons like I would potentially block her, but it would probably be Raja because I'm like, she's my stiffest competition in terms of like conceptual design. She's pretty good at acting, like whatever. Like it's lucky that like this was Snatch Game because it's just not one of Raja's like well polished things, but had it been, I mean, like, to me, I was like Raja, but I think Trinity also made sense because similar to Shay, it's a queen who can do it all, and Trinity really can, and might not be your cup of tea, might not do like the drag that you really like, but you can't deny that she at least comes in understanding the assignment. You're not.
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there
absolutely.
like, so.
Oh no, definitely not. No. I guess I'm a little surprised that you would have just based on some of the other things you've said tonight, that you would put Raja in such high esteem. Like I understand what she's done here, and she's a legend in her own right. But this is still a person that has not played this game in so long.
Fair.
That did not have the benefit of, getting an All Stars run before coming back and doing All Stars for a second time. This is somebody who has not played in a long time, so. I'm curious to see how she really continues to stack up against some of these people because the game is different from what it was in season 3.
True.
It's very, very different. I'm not saying that she can't keep up, but
will she?
First block, I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on you.
Fair, and
because you're still you, but
maybe that's what Shay ultimately did, where she was like,
yeah.
I loved the way
who's most like me, who is most like me that would be more likely, to win the same challenge as me.
One of my favorite moments of this show so far was the way that Shay blocked Trinity. Like, she got right up close to the side of her face. It was like, "You're blocked." I just the dramatics. I love.
Oh yeah.
All of the little wordplay, like Lala Perusa and congratulations, like little things like that are just so quick. That, like,
welcome.
This is my first experience, and like I love it.
That's great.
I'm having lots of fun. I'm having a lot of fun.
There's so much more to come. If you're tickled by that, you just wait.
Trinity saying, "Oh shit, phenomenal," and also Shay's response to getting blocked, where she was like, "I didn't prepare anything."
Yeah. Oh my god! I also love every time Rue says, "Legendary legend stars."
Every time they say legend, I'm like, just say old. Stop with the legend. Just say old. I'm past this.
It's so much fun.
Hold on, I have to see. Also, you know what?
Let's say we're almost at an hour.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Did you notice the real theme of orange though? Everyone has an orange look. Shay has an orange look. Evie, like when she was getting ready for Snatch Game, was in like the orange turtleneck. I'm like, why is orange making a comeback? You have Jinx's hair. I'm like, we could leave it behind. We don't need it back.
I made no notice of these things.
I do. It's It's terrible.
Not terrible. It's not terrible. Thank you for taking good notes.
Thank you so much. No one can read them but me. They are quite literal chicken scratch, but it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's totally fine.
We have other times where I can talk about this, so I'm gonna not say it, but I'll end with
now
what
you have to.
what you got?
Yeah, your parting thought. Thoughts.
No, my parting thought was going to be: do you agree with the top two that came from Snatch Game, which was Trinity and Jinx? And did you think Jinx won lip sync? I already kind of told you my thoughts on that, but what about you two? How did you feel?
I was happy with the top two. The only other queen that I would have inserted in there if either Trinity or Jinx didn't get picked would have been Raja, I think.
Interesting.
And
I did like Monet's Mike Tyson though.
That was good.
Like, all
Yeah,
right.
that was
Like, I
good.
mean, I have to say, I did watch enough of that. That was early enough on.
And with the stupid, because he has that like crazy tattoo, so she literally just took liquid liner and went like,
Yes.
stupid, hysterical, lived for
So
it.
stupid,
And the Martin
yeah.
Lawrence wasn't that bad. I thought she was a really good, solid, like next person in line. I thought.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I do agree with you on the lip sync. I agree with you. I thought Trinity was definitely going to be the winner. Do you think does this ever sort of happen? Does like, because you were saying somebody was, I forget who actually said it, but we were saying like some people might kind of like mail in their lip sync performance because they don't want to block anyone. Do you think that like Ru could suspect something like that and just give it to the person anyway? Like just be like,
She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, it's her
Right.
show.
She can. Yeah.
She can. So probably
It's her show.
it's her show. Her name's on the building. She can do what she
Right.
wants.
like I'm genuinely curious about that.
There are definitely times, and there are also times where I think that I think while I always think the lip sync is always important, I don't think it is. It has to be a staunch difference in order to have an impact on what the result's going to be. I think Jinx was winning that no matter how it went down, just because her Snatch Game was that good that if she gave even a passable lip sync, it was going to her because she deserves $10,000 from that performance. Like, come on.
Yeah,
So
because the judges, they definitely loved Trinity, but Jinx's Judy Garland alone
with the
was
freaking cord that she's wrapping.
Oh God, yes, and the whole oh my God! All right, hold on. The whole I was in a Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra sandwich. Frank Sinatra's penis was so large. they have the whole like classic match game. How big was it? I had to take a breath halfway through.
It was brilliant.
God, it was just so freaking funny. So funny.
Her Judy was spot on. So, and then how she referenced, I think also she gets it because she referenced her own season when she was talking about the veteran who thought he killed Judy Garland.
That was
hysterical.
So funny.
And everyone lost their mind, especially when she called Ru Broom.
Yeah, Broom.
Michelle lost her mind. Anyways.
But yeah.
So now that we've watched the first two episodes, Kyle, who do you think's in the top?
I still have money on Monet.
That's fair.
Not to be funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, see, I know it wasn't on purpose. It just happened to be that way. That was not the plan. I shouldn't have told you that.
Do top two.
Oh, top
two.
So
Monet
and Jinx.
Interesting.
I don't think we're going to allow Shay to win again.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Although I don't know why I'm saying that because they've all won. Like, but I just feel like they're just. I don't know. For some reason, there's such an expectation for Shay to win that's why she won't.
Fair.
That's all.
Especially when she came in on her All-Star season, she came in that like palm tree print. Everyone said, "Winner, winner, she's a winner."
Yeah. You knew Shay won. You just knew from the very beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr.
I don't even know why I'm watching this.
Mr. Dumpy, who are your top two at this point? Now that you know the queens.
I have to pick a top two, is this who I think is going to win, or just like my top two favorites right now?
Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win?
Oh man. I think Jinx. I'm with Kyle. I think I could see Jinx or Monet, and I think I'm rooting for both of them. But with like Raja being like an honorable mention for me right now.
I think our top two, because I do think it's going to come down to performance and who's going to give you a performance. I think it's going to be Shay, and I think it's going to be Evie. Not that I agree, because I want Jinx as my girl, but I think right now, Shay and Evie, I think I'm keeping my eyes on. I am. It'll change. It'll change next week.
Yeah, let's keep watching.
Kyle said Evie.
Oh, Evie. Okay. I'm really happy she's here. But I enjoy her. I enjoy her presence. She makes me laugh. Like, I like her as part of
And
it.
her laugh. Thank God.
Yes. But I just, to win,
She already did it once. That's what we said.
and even that,
Anyone's
still
going.
even surprising. I know. Listen, we're gonna keep watching.
Yes.
I gotta say that boogeyman was great. So
Very sexy. Just gonna say it.
I'm gonna be so happy when we don't ever have to talk about Snatch Game again. I hate it so much. I just hate it.
So crazy.
Gosh, I just can't stand it. And although I will say, of the All Stars versions, this is the best way to get Snatch Game, because that Snatch Game of Love is just a complete fucking waste of my time. Now that I truly will not look at. I will not look at that. Okay, it is so bad. Like, I'm sorry, you are not gonna get to at least regular Snatch Game. Like, okay, there are moments that I will let out a light chortle. Okay, but Snatch Game of Love is
not it for you.
I'm not really sure that it's for anyone.
I think Snatch Game of Love, if you're good at it, you're unreal. And if you are anywhere below that, you suck. Like, it's like the highest high, because like Shay's Flavor Flav, Trinity's Caitlyn Jenner, Jujubee's Eartha Kitt, like those were really, really good because they're great at that, but everyone else, terrible. I think, like, to bring me back to last season, Eureka's Divine, I was like, it's bad. Kyle also hates loud, so.
Well, because it's just sometimes I feel like Snatch Game is just a cacophony of people shouting over each other, trying to outshine each other, and like that don't actually have any comedic training or anything. So you just have a bunch of novices just being loud and just middle of the pack funny at best, Yeah. But that
It was a blessing coming after this season's Snatch Game, which was terrible.
I didn't watch this season because I heard this season was terrible.
Yeah, so season was not terrible. I enjoyed. We had Willow Pill, amazing. Our top queens were great. The Snatch Game was when Rue was like, "I'm so proud of you, girls," or "my girls," or whatever he said. It literally was a direct reference. Like, he might as well have looked to Michelle and said, "Because we had a shit show earlier this year." Like, it was so bad. The person who won Snatch Game would have lost in any other season. That's how bad it was. So I think it was just, I think we've come from a great area. So,
well, I would love to just see the segment canceled. I know that we never will. It's highly revered. I might get canceled for my views on Snatch Game, but my views are my views. And if we've learned nothing from the past 2 years, I'm allowed to now say them. So sorry about it. I hate Snatch Game. Whatever.
End of podcast.
And that is that. Thank you very much. No, we'll find some time to come back next time. Like, next week is Memorial Day,
Yeah.
so I'm going to assume people have things to do.
I don't ever do anything.
Ridiculous. But we'll find some time.
I'm gonna have a hot dog or something.
A hot dog, one singular hot dog,
Find somebody cool.
sans bun.
Yes, no bun. Who needs the calories?
No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, we have these half a bun, a little something. But all right. Thank you, James, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. What are we doing this week? Thursday, we're back. Just John and I talking to Challenge All Stars 3 at 9:30 and then Big Brother Australia at 10:30. All right. Big, busy night.
Oh, yeah.
In the BB Jury Duty house. Oh, why have we never said that before? That's fun. All right. Catch you Thursday.